In this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to use the command line to actually work with files on Amazon S3. So we're going to upload files to Amazon S3 from our command line. Now, the first thing we need to do is configure our command line. So you remember, we run the tool AWS configure. Now, you should have installed the CLI earlier on in the course, so hopefully you've done that. Otherwise, just go to Google and search for AWS CLI install, and then follow the instructions for your operating system. Now, in my case, I already have a profile, so I've already configured for another account. So I'm just going to add in a new profile. So you can do this for multiple accounts. And then I need to hit enter, and I'm going to need my access key ID and secret access key. So just in case you haven't downloaded those from earlier in the course, what you'll need to do is go to IAM, go to Users, choose your user account, click on Security Credentials, and then create an access key. And when you do that, you can download those credentials and it comes down in a CSV file. So I'm going to paste in my access key and then my secret ID. And I'm going to leave AP Southeast 2 as my default region and accept the defaults, and that's that. So now I should be able to run AWS S3 LS. So this is to list the buckets on my account. And I need to put in the profile. And sure enough, it shows me the 3 buckets that we've created so far in the course. So what I'm going to do now is create an object and then upload it. So I'm going to use the nano utility. I'm going to call it my S3 object. Now you can use nano or V, or you can just use a text editor and create a file. I'm going to call this, or I'm going to type in, this is the first version. And then I'm going to save that file. So you could just do that with a text editor. Just make sure it's in the same directory where you're running the commands. So now I'm going to run AWS S3 CP. I'm going to give it the name of my object. And then I put in S3://. I need to put in my bucket name. So I can copy this bucket name here. Paste it in, put a slash, and then in my case, I need to add in the profile. So now what I want to do is use the copy command to copy this object into this bucket on Amazon S3. So let's try that. So that's been uploaded. Let's go back and look at S3. So let's go into our bucket and we can see that we've got our object here. So we know that this object has the text, this is the first version in it. So let's go back now to our client, and what we're going to do is update the object. So I'm going to go back into Nano and I'm going to change this to, this is the second version. Let's save it and let's upload that file. So I'll use the same command and upload the file. So let's head back to S3. So we now, if we refresh the page, we should just see the same thing. So nothing appears to have changed. We've still got the same object. But if we now go to versions, we can see that we have a different version. So this is the object and it has 2 versions, the previous version and the latest version. So if I click download, this is the object that I get. So it says this is the second version. So back in S3, what I can do now is if I click on delete, and my object disappears. So I now don't have any object. But what I can do is come back here and you see there's a delete marker. And what I'm going to do is delete the delete marker, and I'm going to delete this second file here. So let's remove both of those. And now all that's left is this one, which was the original version. So if I come back, my object is returned. And what I'm going to do is download the object. And this is back to the original object, so it's the first version we uploaded. So that just shows you how object versioning works and gives you a little bit of a play around with the command line as well. Now with S3, it's extremely cheap, so you really won't pay much for keeping these files here. But if you do want to delete them, remember that you need to go in and click on delete. And then because we have versioning, you then also need to delete all objects from versioning. And if you want to delete your bucket as well, then you can go in here, select the bucket, click on delete, and then what you have to do is actually find the bucket name up here. Just copy the name of the bucket, paste it in, and then click on confirm. And that's your bucket removed.